Let me ask you, do you ever have one of those days when you feel unsatisfied, unhappy, and unfulfilled with your life and your personal progress to date? You wholeheartedly believe that one day you'll get your shot, you'll get your act together, but to date, you just feel a bit out of sync. If there's a flow to life, you're not in it. Now, you're not miserable, just a bit more melancholy than you care to be, needled by a nagging blah. It's not depression, but the unrelenting sense of disconnect from life's pleasures. Thoreau called it a quiet desperation. Now, you and I know you're not one to complain. Life isn't horrible. It just has to mean more. There's got to be more magic in human existence. Is it wrong to want to be riveted, to feel the passion deep in our marrow? And I don't necessarily mind being alone. I'm not unlovable, just annoyed. Look, don't get me wrong. Finding a soulmate would be great. But honest to God, I'd be happy figuring out just who I am and what it will take to finally make me smile like I mean it. Ever have any of those thoughts, any of those days? Missing something you can't precisely define. It's dragging you down, holding you back, and draining you out. There's got to be something more to life. You know, one of those days. So, what's the breakthrough? How do we finally punch our ticket and get the hell out of apathy town? The answer's pretty simple. We got to know our enemy. Have you ever heard of the term Stockholm syndrome? The psychological condition where the captives, weird as it sounds, I know, begin bonding with their abductors, a fellowship with those that fetter them, an unnatural admiration for the very authority denying their freedom. I said it was strange. But there is also an internal, personal version of this illness, one where you and I, where we grow comfortable with the false persona we've allowed to hijack our lives and jail our ultimate being. We grow way comfortable and feel secure in our safety blankets. But what happens, to paraphrase Walt Kelly, I have met the enemy and he or she is me. The captor and I are one. We convince ourselves that capture bonding with our fabricated, herd-approved version is our only chance at happiness, fulfillment, and success. Fitting in seems the only way to get something out of this life. And adding insult to injury is the lightning-fast speed with which our contrived defense mechanisms, what Wilhelm Reich called our character armor, spreads throughout our minds like an invasive kudzu vine, forcing our cognitive soil, our native being, to surrender to its ever-advancing roots. One day we wake up, we turn around, and we can't separate the real from the rhetoric in our lives. Now, for whatever reason, some of us can't see any other way out. The flag we wave and the towel we throw in are both the same pathetic white. We convince ourselves that surrender is inevitable, so why fight it? Why not just cave in? From my days as a cop, I remember repeat criminal offenders would say to me, Brian, I don't mind jail so much. At least I get 3 square meals, a hot shower, and a cot. But for others like you, thank goodness. Failure to provoke yourself to greatness, to break the bonds that bind you, and ignoring your natural birthright and your boldness starts to grate on your nerves. The head games are getting old, and your heart has had enough. Sooner or later, you snap, and an existential question arises out of your personal agitation. Impeccably human or embedded in the herd? Am I a superhuman or a hobbled soul? Now, the dark night of the soul exists for this one reason. If the questions are painful, the answers drive the hurt even deeper, and the interrogation begins. Is this what my life was meant to be? I deserve better than this. Is happiness in life guaranteed, but only for other people? Why have I settled for the watered-down version of who I am? I'm sick and tired of the blah, the lukewarm feeling in my life. What has playing it safe really done for me in the end? Ever ask yourself those questions? Did you know that the original meaning or the root of the word genius is one's animating spirit? It's not about smarts, not about IQ. It's about being up close and personal, intimately acquainted with your innate authenticity. A genius simply knows the thrill. Which begs the question, what is your thrill? What's your animating spirit all about? What quickens your pulse and dilates your heart? Beneath the static quo in your life, beneath the opinions of everyone around you, what moves you? To paraphrase Socrates, using the eyes, the ears, the gut of your soul, how do you define the me in meaning? It's time to escape the kudzu cognition, to think sharply, to think like you mean it. It's time for you to be impeccably human, impeccably you. Say to yourself, I'm here for the ride. I've punched the ticket. I've paid my dues. It's showtime. My days of kowtowing are over.